Hi, my name is Catherine. These are my kapunas, my mom and my dad. Can you guys introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ruth.
And I'm Jose.
Okay. Um, they're my parents. To start off, I guess just to ask you guys, like, where are you from? Where did you immigrate from, and where did you immigrate to?
Go ahead.
I immigrated from the Philippines. It's Marikina, Metro Manila, Philippines. I was 11 years old. I immigrated to Hawaii. That's my first state to arrive in.
So I was born in Mexico City, Mexico. My family and we moved to LA in California when I was 3 years old. And I lived there till I was 23, at which point I joined the Army, got stationed in Hawaii, and that's where I met Mom.
Okay. So, so you guys are I'm first generation, right? So you guys immigrated from somewhere. So I guess like especially at a young age, like were there people like in your where you immigrated to that you could identify with, like those from like your culture?
For me, yes. In Hawaii, there's a lot of Filipinos that immigrated there. So we first lived with grandma's uncle or godfather, and they took us in like family. So I grew up with pretty much like a second ohana, with other kids too.
For me, it was quite different. There was not that many Hispanics in the town that I lived in or was raised in. And I really didn't get to meet too many people from the Mexican community till high school.
Okay. And like what comes with like leaving is like I'm sure it was a shock. Like what were there differences you found in traditions like music and like any stories like you could tell?
I could, even though, as I said earlier, we went to Hawaii, pretty much the same, what do you call it? Like temperature atmosphere, but Grandma and I still felt lonely because we were homesick. It was just the two of us, sort of, even though we were living with another family. But we missed Grandpa. We missed your uncles. But as far as culture shock, not really. Just that we were close to our own, family unit, and we just missed them a lot. But it helped moving to Hawaii first before, I guess, moving in the mainland like your dad. So not too much culture shock, but just missing home.
So for us, it was quite different. We were the first, well, actually, we were the second family to move to the U.S. within our circle of family, our extended family. My aunt was the first one to move. She encouraged my dad, her baby brother, and he brought us over. And so, and me being 3 years old, I didn't know anything else but the U.S. As far as like what are the traditions and stuff, my mother, she held us. She kept up a lot of the Mexican traditions. We did a lot of the singing at Christmas time, caroling basically, but in the Mexican style. A lot of the food. That's why I don't like beans and rice, because I've been inundated with beans and rice growing up. But we did assimilate really quick because my mom wanted us to learn the language. My mom wanted us to learn the culture so that it'll be easier for us once we got older. And so in a way, a lot of people, even my family, says I'm more American than I am Mexican. Yet I'm the only one in my siblings that actually speaks Spanish.
Okay. I guess to get into the main focus, I brought both of you guys together because I wanted to do this project in a way that somehow both brought both of our cultures together. And I thought, what better way to do that than to use a food that comes from the shared history of colonization? And of course, that food is empanadas. To start off with, do you have any memories like growing up related to empanadas?
For me, they're mostly done or served during parties because it takes, it takes a lot of work to like make the pastry and then do the filling and then roll it up and then fry it. So most of the time growing up in the Philippines, we do have a lot of parties, a lot of get-togethers, kind of like the Mexican
Mhm.
community too, or the Mexican culture. But and especially birthdays, we celebrate, birthdays quite a bit. Families from other places come and they bring food, and that's what I remember empanadas being served at parties. Not so much. It's not one that your Lola would or your grandma would would make, which probably different
Oh,
from the
for us it was
other.
the same thing. We didn't eat them or get too many
Not a
empanadas
daily
except
thing, huh?
for special
Yeah.
occasions. And my mom never made them because of they're so time consuming. So she always bought them. And the ones I grew up on, even though they're very traditional or very common in Mexico, I grew up on the Argentinian empanadas, which are slightly different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we only had them really holidays, Christmas, New Year's. That was pretty much it.
So does Nana pick them up, right? She picks them up.
So she will. Well, she doesn't buy them so much now.
Ah,
Um,
she makes them now.
now
Does she
she
make
makes
them for
them.
us?
She does make the majority of the ones that you guys get now is
Uh-huh.
because she makes them. Now she
Oh,
has the
okay.
time to make them. You
Yeah,
gotta.
Okay.
you're right.
My mom, she had anywhere from 2 to 3 jobs on average. And most of the time working, and she ran her own business. She did all that stuff, so she never had time to make empanadas. She would cook like simpler stuff, and then my aunts helped out a lot. That's why I'm so close to my aunts. They help raise us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But now she makes them for the
Now she makes them
grandkids
because now she has the time
and the
Uh-huh.
grandkids.
and the desire to do it. And
Yeah.
then it's a lot cheaper to make them than they are to buy them. They're
Yeah.
very expensive. That's part of the reason why too. You only get them holidays.
Yeah.
So you
Um,
guys are lucky because your grandma makes them for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the special occasion for us. So you guys like mostly consumed them at parties. Did the fillings like ever change? Or were
Yeah.
they always just like,
Yeah.
the usual?
No, there's
No.
chicken,
Uh-huh.
mostly chicken, pork, beef for
Mm-hmm.
the Filipinos. That's and then you'll have the traditional one. There's usually like peas or carrots in it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then if someone wants to make it, they also have like an empanada dessert. So
Mm-hmm.
like an apple fritter type of thing. But yeah, they change all the time, depending on what kind of meat someone wants to
Mm-hmm.
stuff it with. Yeah.
So for us, it was just one type, beef,
Just just the
just
beef
beef,
ones? Uh-huh.
just the beef one, because mom knew that that's the only thing my brother and I would eat. We
Mm-hmm.
were picky. We're growing up. We were very picky eaters, and it was always the beef one. And one thing I really like about them is that they had olives in them, even though you guys hate olives. But I love the empanadas with olives, and I get mad when my mom doesn't put olives in them.
You won't find olives in Filipino empanadas.
Oh, and then the like mom said, there's also the pastry ones, and those we
Mhm.
would have more often. I'd say once a month because
Mm,
mom would go to the bakery that had them. Those were more common, but I not a sweet tooth, so I really didn't eat them too often.
okay. Okay. Thank you guys
You're very
for the
welcome.
time.